Hello everyone and welcome to Extraordinary Adventures. Today I wanted to talk to you about the excursions that we took while we were on our Seabourn Ovation Panama Canal Cruise. We stopped in Cozumel, Mexico, Belize, San Andres, Colombia, Puerto, Limon, Costa Rica, Panama City, Panama, and Santo Tomas de Castilla in Guatemala. So let's first start with Cozumel. So we decided to do a catamaran snorkel, and it was just, honestly, it was really a lot of fun. We really enjoyed it. We went to the Palancar Reef, which is the second largest reef system in the world, only behind the Great Barrier Reef in Australia. And then the highlight was El Cielo. El Cielo is like this sandbar where you can stand in the water and you can just hang out. It was really a lot of fun. They pumped music in from the boat. They set down some refreshments on a surfboard, and you could just like sit and eat some ceviche and drink some beers and listen to music and hang out. It was just really a lot of fun. And then once that was over, they then took us back via the catamaran to a beach club, and you were able to hang out there as long as you wanted. If you are interested in it, I will actually leave links to all of the excursions in the descriptions down below. So if you want to book it, you are able to do so. Okay, so the next stop that we stopped in was in Belize, and last time we were in Belize, I think it was about 10 or 15 years ago, we had done this amazing excursion, and I was so excited about it until I got back on the boat and heard from everybody else about how amazing this excursion called cave tubing was. And ever since then, I have been jealous and really wanting to go on this cave tubing experience in Belize. So when I saw that Belize was a stop on this Seabourn cruise, I was like, I'm totally doing this cave tubing. I just was so excited. Unfortunately, Seabourn did not offer cave tubing as an excursion, but I was able to do some research, and I found an amazing company who was able to provide it for us. And what is so even more amazing about this company is that we were on one of the last tenders into Belize, and because of that, all of the vans had left for the excursion already. However, the owner of the company himself hung back and waited for us because he didn't want us to miss this excursion. And I think that was really just awesome of the owner of the company to do that for us. So we ended up getting a private tour, which was even better. And so I do really highly recommend going through them in the future if you are interested in doing cave tubing in Belize. And honestly, it was truly awesome. The next stop in our cruise was San Andres, Colombia. San Andres is a little island off of the coast of Nicaragua, but it actually does belong to Colombia. And I will preface this by saying that Seabourn did state in advance that the island was not up to the standards that Seabourn normally holds. First part of the excursion itself, four passengers, me and Scott, and then two other passengers who we had never met before, as well as the taxi driver, all had to pile into a unair-conditioned taxi in that. So the first stop on the tour was the Morgan's Cave, which was supposed to be a museum dedicated to Sir Henry Morgan, also known as Captain Morgan, one of the most successful pirates of all time. But I will say that the museum, in my personal opinion, was more like one of the worst tourist trap museums I've ever personally been in. Nothing looked authentic. Everything looked like it could have been bought in a Halloween superstore or something like that, in my personal opinion again. And I'm sure there might have actually been some real artifacts there, but it just didn't look like it to me. And then the last stop was to Hoyo Soplador, which is a natural geyser where seawater spouts up to 60 feet in the air. And honestly, that was probably the best part of the excursion, to be honest. Next, we went to Puerto, Limon, Costa Rica, and we went to the Veragua rainforest as well as the Tortuguero canals, and it was absolutely an amazing excursion. Seabourn offered that you could go to either the rainforest or the canals, but I found a company that did an excursion to both, and it was really awesome. I highly recommend going to both. We just saw so much wildlife, and I really enjoyed it. One thing to note is that on the way from the rainforest to the canals, our van got a flat tire, and the company did not have equipment in order to change the tire. So one of the tour guides actually had to walk down to the near farm, and he asked the farmer for if he had any equipment to change the tire, and he luckily did. But I really feel like the tour company should have been better prepared. We did let them know, and so hopefully going forward, if something like that happens, they will have the proper equipment in the vans. The next stop was in Panama. We went through the Panama Canal, which was absolutely amazing, and I highly recommend everyone do that. And then you go through the canals, and then you're in Gatun Lake. And you had an option with Seabourn. You could either stay on the ship and watch you go through the locks again, or you could get off the ship and take a tender to Panama City and walk around Panama City. And so that is what we chose to do. We did a UNESCO World Heritage Tour called A Walk Through Panama City, Old and New, which we did book through Seabourn. So we went to the old Panama, which is Panama Viejo, and then we went to the modern day Panama. And I really enjoyed it a lot. It really wasn't what I was expecting Panama City to look like, and I really actually quite enjoyed going there. And then our last stop was Santo Tomas de Castilla in Guatemala, and we booked this through Seabourn, specifically because I just couldn't find any excursion companies who offered excursions in Santo Tomas de Castilla. So we ended up booking through Seabourn. And we went to an excursion called the Ak-Tenamit People, a cultural exchange and eco-adventure. And this was one of the highlights of the cruise. It was absolutely fabulous, and I highly recommend it. We boarded a high-speed boat, and we went up the river to the Ak-Tenamit community, and we toured their community. We saw the local school, and the school actually teaches the kids hospitality. So the kids were serving us our lunch there. It was really a lot of fun. And then you take a high-speed boat back to the ship. And honestly, it was one of the highlights of the trip, and I highly, highly recommend doing it. So that's about it on the excursions. Thank you all from Extraordinary Adventures, and have a great day. Bye now.